So I figured just go ahead and do a whole like get ready with me thing. And I'm gonna be using this today. And look at my cute little makeup brush holders. I got them off box lunch and I'm obsessed. So anyways, I went ahead and did my eyebrows because they're non-existent. Gotta go ahead and get those out of the way because it's embarrassing to actually look at people with no eyebrows on. Went ahead and primed my eyeballs with Tarte Shape Tape like I always use. And yeah, so first thing starting off, there's a ladybug over there. I almost freaked out, but I didn't because I'm working on my phobia. So, my best friend got married October 26th of this year. I was a bridesmaid. I will maybe put some pictures in here because it was so much fun and I loved it and everything about that day was wonderful. Okay, so anyways, so we're at the reception, right? Everyone's drinking, having a fantabulous time, doing their own thing. Well, there's two dudes, okay? Two random dudes that I'm like, I don't really know who these people are. Marion was like, Mal. And I was like, can I help you? And she was like, remember when you said that you'd be security guard at my wedding if I needed you to? And I was like, yeah, fam, what's going on? She's like, yeah, well, we don't know them two people, so do so. And I was like, okay. So I'm going in with controversy. I'm probably going to use this controversy exposed to like soften it up and crown my couch a little bit, maybe. Crown my couch. Controversy exposed. Yeah. So controversy's going on here. My outer corner. So anyways, she's like, help. And I walk up to these dudes and I'm like, there's something in my eyeball. That's not what I said. Anyways, I'm like, are y'all here for the bride or groom? And he's like, oh yeah, and starts naming off random names. And I'm like, try again. And he literally is like, are you the bride? Do I look like the bride? No. So, also it was dark, so like I woke up from that. But he was also heavily plastered. And so I was like, no, I'm not the bride. And he's like, oh, I was gonna say really lucky man. And I'm like, go on. Not like go on, keep talking, like go on, go somewhere. So I'm like, no, I am not the bride, I'm not the groom, I'm a bridesmaid. And he's like, oh, and then the other dude walks over to him and was like, well, like we were just at the bar and we heard like a party going on, so we just came down here. And I was like, yeah, y'all are at the wrong party. And he's like, well, do y'all have some beers we can take with us? No, we don't. So I was like, no. Well, Marion's Uncle Toby, I'm assuming, was just standing beside me, letting me have my whole little moment to like lay down the law, you know, being a white house. You know what I'm saying? So then he like puts his hand on my shoulder and was like, no, we don't. Y'all need to get off this property. And I was like, man, I really thought that I was being a real good security guard trying to escort these people off the property, but turns out there was just a grown man beside me that intimidated them more than I did. So, but still they left, so. And Marion was like, you're the bestest, and I was like, yeah, I know. So there's that. And then also, I drove from my house to her stepmom's house, and her dad and stepmom, because we were staying the night up there, the night before the wedding, obviously. And we're just chilling, doing our own thing, you know. This is like a 3-hour drive I made, right? From my house to theirs. My tire light came on when I went to pull out of my driveway. Okay? So I drove on the interstate 3 hours to get there. Is that even? No, I'm not on this side. So anyways, I drove 3 hours to get there. This is a lot of packing. I like this palette. Okay, like, pause from the story. I like this palette, but it is a lot of, like, it's kind of patchy and really powdery, which I don't mind Fallout. I don't, because then it's just going to be more pigmented on my eyes, and I do my eyes first anyway before I do the rest of my face, so that don't matter. But having a pack instead of just, like, being able to swipe it on there kind of annoys me a little bit, but better pay off, so I'll get over it. So anyways, I get there. We drove my car from her house to go run errands, okay? We get back, and I go, like, half the day the next day, thinking I'm fine, you know? One of the other bridesmaids comes in, and she goes, hey, just so you know, your tire's, like, dead. And I was like, what are you talking about? She said, it's flat. And I was like, no, man. She's like, no, it is. So I walk out there. The whole side of this car is busted out. The side of this tire is busted. My tire is flatter than flat, okay? I'm irritated because already my boyfriend is supposed to be at this wedding. My boyfriend conveniently got food poisoning. Could not come to this wedding. So I was already livid about that, okay? I've been talking to him about this for 6 months. You better be there. This is the only wedding I've ever asked you to come to. Do your job, okay? Use my boyfriend. Do what you're supposed to do. So I was already livid about that because he's not coming to this wedding. And I was like, this is important. You hate me. So I don't really know how to change a tire. I don't. Don't judge me. I don't really care. I gotta sneeze. Anyways, I'm like, you do your business. I don't care. You can suck my butt for all I care. So, I go in, and Autumn, the maid of honor, had went out there with me, okay? Autumn's out there. We're having a good time. I look at my tire. She's like, what the F? Looks like somebody slashed your tires. And I was like, did somebody slash my tires? No, they didn't. So, I'm trying to enjoy my day. Autumn's boyfriend, wonderful person, shout out to Holden, freaking changed my tire for me. And I was like, you're a saint. Tried to pay him. He was like, no, don't give me money. And I was like, let me give somebody money. So, Holden changes my tire. All is right in the world. My donut is flat. So then, I'm across the road. So they have to bring this little portable air compressor over there before I leave, blow up my little spare tire, and then I have to drive 3 hours going 40 miles an hour. And I was like, somebody killed me. So this is horrible. I'm holding up traffic. I just stayed on like back roads, which took me, it took me like 5 hours in total to get home. Not really that long, but it took me like 4.5 hours to get home. I left that wedding at like 10 o'clock, I think, because I was tired and had a long way to go. And yeah, didn't get home till almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I was like, this is some garbage. All right, I'm putting exposed in here, and then I'm going to soften it up. I might put a little bit of Grwm on my couch up here, too, just to give it a base, because I don't know how much coverage Ryland's actually going to have. So, I'm salty. I'm beyond salty. I get home. I got to go to Walmart the next day. And I was like, can you tell me what happened to this tire? And he's like, oh, yeah. Looked, apparently I'd run over something. There was a puncture hole in my tire, and it was like, he was like, I literally have no idea how you made it where you're supposed to go, because the whole side of my tire blew out because I kept riding on it while it was still low. And I was like, wow, could have died on the interstate, and I didn't. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm out here spending $90 on a new tire, living my broke life, and that was that. And then I went to my boyfriend's house the next day, salty as hell, because, like I said before, he didn't come to this wedding. It's been almost a solid month since she's been married now, and I'm still kind of salty about it. Every time I think about it, I just get fired up. So, anyways, that's that story time. Now let's talk about this, okay? I am salty. No, I'm not salty. I'm very happy. I cried watching the series finale last night. I cried at least 8 times. Because I honestly just felt awful. Because on launch day, I had a horrible time. And watching the series last night made me feel better, because I realized everyone else had just as horrible of a time as I did. But I felt awful because Shane and Jeffrey are just yelling at people on Shopify. And I'm like, yes, go people. And they're mad. Mad AF. Because, sorry, I held it right up in front of my face. Because the site's not working. I drove from my house to town, which is like a 15-20 minute drive, I guess, to just sit in the Walmart parking lot because I have like one bar of service at my house. And I was like, this is the most important launch of my life. I have to get this. So I drive to town. I'm sitting there. I get on 2 minutes before it's supposed to launch. Stuff's already up. I'm like, yes, I'm ahead of the game. I start trying to put stuff in there and it's telling me error. It won't let me do it. And then it keeps shutting down the site. And I'm like, this is horrible. I'm going to miss everything. I don't see many controversy nowhere. And I knew that I wanted the pallets. Like, that's what I came here for. I was like, I'll wait on everything else for the restock as long as I get my pallets. So I'm trying. And then I'm crying. And then I'm trying again. And then I'm crying again. And I'm just screaming because I hate my life at this moment. I'm supposed to be already in Columbia at my best friend's house hanging out with her. And I was like, you know what? Fine. After an hour of sitting in the Walmart parking lot trying to get my stuff, I was like, I don't even care at this point. So I drove to Columbia, hanging out with my best friend, trying to keep buying stuff. It keeps telling me every time I'm trying, site's broken, site's down, site's doing this. I'm checking Twitter. Jeffrey and Shane are tweeting every like couple minutes. Shane, I feel horrible because watching that series finale last night, he was so upset, and I'm like, I could tell he was upset, and he was, telling everybody he's upset. He's pissed. And I'm like, it's just horrible because there's literally so much stuff happened. They couldn't even enjoy launch day. Like, there will be a restock. I can get stuff I missed. But their initial launch day is like a one-time thing. And they didn't even get to enjoy it because Shopify is stupid. So that upset me. Okay, so I just went ahead and blended it out a little bit and then went over it with, the top of it to soften up the edges and everything with Expose, and then went back over with Cry on My Couch, and I also softened up this little bit right here so that it'll blend smoother. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pat Cry on My Couch on my actual lid. It's very light. It's almost like my actual skin tone, but not quite. You'd have to use shade C2 to like, no, I'm just kidding. But so yeah, that's that. Blending this on here. I don't know why I always do both eyes. Like, why can't I just do one and then do the other one off camera? Because I hate y'all, that's why. That's just what it is. So I hope this works. I've actually never used one of his lipsticks as an eyeshadow. And I have a whole little collection, which could be fun if I end up like really digging this. So I think what I'm gonna do is get a little flat brush and use that maybe. Because I don't know if I actually want to put this doe foot on my eyeball. Because I'm going to use it on my lips too. And what if I get some kind of weird infection? Anyways. Also, my mom is really obsessed with these. Because she too has an obsession with Diet Root Beer. Like Shane. So I was like, hey Ma, look at my stuff. And she's like, yep, that's great. And I was like, it smells like Diet Root Beer. And she's like, was just like snorting it. And she's like, now I need some just so I can smell it. And I was like, ah, is that so? And I don't think you can see it yet. Alright, let me pack this on my eyeball. And as y'all can see, I'm just taking it. I'm flicking it right across the actual doe foot, and then I'm just packing it on. And when I'm done, I will show you the rest. I'll probably like darken it up so I can show you, because you can kind of see. So, yeah. You can see, it is honestly so pretty. Like, I'm kind of living for it a little bit. I'm going to darken it up just a little bit. Yeah. So, I'm just going to take my little blending brush, go around here, and just maybe try and bring some of the purple over so it doesn't look super harsh, like where the glitter comes off, or the shimmery lipstick, we'll just call it that. So I'm just gonna blend it, and I'm feeling fierce because today, anyways, I'm just wearing neutral clothes. I'm wearing like a gray sweater. It's gonna be cute, and just some jeans and my little sweater thingy, whatever. So I can pretty much do whatever I want to. It's so cute. Oh my god, I love it. Yes. Why did I ever do this before? Why am I so stupid? Jesus. Alright, and then I just took a little bit of crayon on my couch and put it right up in here, like in between the purple and Ryland, just to do something that I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of it, and blend it together. So that's my eyeshadow, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my face, and then I will come back after all that. So now that I'm baking, and it looks like I either did a whole line or just soaked my face in flour, I do like mostly heavier contouring, and then I'll go over it to like fade it out, and it just looks prettier to me because it doesn't look as harsh. I have my blush on, I'm baking my under eyes, we're gonna go ahead and do everything. Okay, so I use right now the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, which, by the way, it is not waterproof. It really sucks at being waterproof, but it's so tiny. It makes really good wings. You can do thick wings if you want to take the time, or you can do thin wings, which I don't know what I'm going to do today. We'll just see where the liner takes me. Also, do y'all like my backdrop? It's pretty cute. It's Christmas themed. Christmas tree. So, usually, personally, I'll just put my little pinky, and I start from the inner corner and draw it out to where I think I want it. And then I just go from the end in until it meets right there. And then I'll fill it in. Like I said, this is just for me personally. A lot of people do it differently than I do, but it's okay. I like it. It makes me some cute little wings. And I like my wings to be fatter too, like me. If I'm chubby, my wings gotta be chubby too. And then I just come across. Sorry, you might have heard that come from my chest. Sorry, I'm being super quiet because I'm trying to focus. Okay. I'm telling you, eyeliner is so stressful. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty okay. I'll live at least. I don't like the little front bump. You can also just go across your actual lid. I'll show you. You can go across. If I can see to do it. And you can come down to this part right here. And then make a wing like that, because then you can just draw it up and do the same thing, come across. Or other people also just go straight from the line up and then straight from here over. It really just depends on what you want to do. It's all up to you, homie. Whoop. So, where's my little wings? fat enough to sit on a man. Yeah, that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, and I also bought a lash separator, which is pretty neat because my lashes like to clump together after I put everything on there. My little Revlon eyelash curler. Sometimes I heat it up. If I have my lighter, I do, just because I feel like it helps curl it better. Yeah, and I do. I don't really think you're supposed to do this, but I do. I usually just run it across there real quick. I don't try and get super crazy with it, and I understand that it like melts the bottom, but or the top, I guess. So I jump a lot in between what I'm doing, what I need to do, what I want to do, life goals, career choices. So before I even wipe off my bake, I'm just going to go ahead and put Controversy, the purple that I put out here, under here. If I can see to do it. Whoops, wrong purple. And then I'll probably just I guess smudge it out is what I'm trying to say. But just put a little bit more force and almost drag it down. Just because to me it looks more dramatic like that. Yeah, like it's almost like I'm trying to tightline it, I guess. I think that's the right word. Yeah. Where you like put it on your waterline or whatever. That's what it feels like to me, and it makes me feel like my eyeballs look smaller. So I do that, and then I'll probably take a little bit of exposed and put it more towards the front. Just because if you go dark all the way across, your eyeballs gonna look like this. I have big eyeballs anyways, so it's not as bad for me. But I'm gonna put my boyfriend's purse right there in the inner corner. Cute. So I'll just put some gloss on top of it. I'm just going to use my fave, of course, Jeffree Star. You can see it's like half gone now. In shade whatever this is. I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't see. I also have to go to the vape store before I go to church to get it coil. Yales. So, anyways. I'm going to add a little bit more blush, but in general, pretty much done. That's all I got to say about that. And, man, disgusting. So anyways, I'm going to add a little bit of Rylan on my lips, actually. Just a little bit to work into my glitter. Or my lip gloss. What the frig? That's pretty cute. I'm digging it. So. Please, Jesus, don't let me just broke my brand new mirror. Okay, I'm gonna go now and cry if my mirror is broken and worry about the next 7 years of bad luck I'm gonna have. Deuces. Update just for you. Outfit of the day. Yeah. So cute. A sweater with my little poncho thing. Yes. Look like a 40-year-old mother of 3. Yes. 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 All the ankles. Attractive. How do I have a boyfriend? I don't freaking